Welcome to Driving with Christian. I am Christian Evans. As an Uber driver, I am here to help you, my fellow Uber driver, make some extra money by sharing my tips and my experiences. Today I will be talking about why I started driving with Uber. Why I started driving with Uber. To be honest, I didn't know what Uber was prior to me signing up to be a driver. I had never taken an Uber before. I had heard about it in different videos per se. You know, I watch a lot of workout or fitness videos, and people say, "Hey, I'm going to catch an Uber," and I didn't know what it meant. I've always associated Uber with people saying something like, "Oh, this is Uber cool," or "This is Uber boring." Something, you know, like added onto a word or whatever. I'm not sure what that exact wording is, but you know, just leave a comment down below. But I started in February 2017. It was just a way to make some extra money. My brother called me over. He said, "Hey man, I got a way for us to make some extra money." I'm like, "All right, bet." And he started talking about Uber, and I'm like, just to drive people around in your car, you get some money? And he was like, that's what I hear about it. So we usually do these things to where either of us would be guinea pigs. So I was the guinea pig on this one. And I'm like, all right. So I started, researching it on YouTube and Googling, different articles, who Uber is and who Ubers and why they do it. And the average amount people make and different things like that, do's and don'ts. And so from that standpoint, I'm like, all right, bet. Found a few people on YouTube that I could watch. I really didn't know who to really watch or who not to watch. It was just I found some interesting videos, and I was like, all right. So I went to the dollar store, got me a bag of candy. What else? Got me some napkins, and that was pretty much about it. Oh no, I think I got some signs. I think I ordered some signs. I ordered some of those off of eBay, and I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes. So it was probably about Thursday night in February, and I got some gas in my car, and I'm like, all right, after I had signed up, went through the inspection. Sorry, I'm telling this story in bits and pieces. So I signed up, downloaded the app. When I started, I had about 9,000 miles on my car, and to get an inspection under 40,000 miles was $20. Anything above 10,000 miles was $40, I believe. So I got signed up, passed my background check, everything was a-okay. So I got approved, and they said, well, hey, you know what, you can drive. It only took me maybe about a week, less than a week. And I'm like, all right, once again, I still really didn't know what I was getting myself into. I'm just thinking, pick people up, drop them off. All right, cool. So then, going back to fast forward, I'm like, okay, got my candy, got, everything, ready. And I turned the app on, and, I'm just sitting there, and maybe after about 5 to 10 minutes, I get this, this ding on my phone. And I'm like, all right, how does this really work? So, I accepted the trip by just hitting the button. Just hitting the screen. Now, mind you, I didn't have a video tutorial on how to accept trips, deny trips, or whatever, or start trips. So it's dark. It's probably about 7 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock, somewhere around there at night. And I go to the passenger's pickup location, and I didn't know whether to call them when I got outside or what may have you. I really didn't know what to do. But so I see this lady coming out, and she gets in the car, and she's like, this is my first time catching an Uber. And I'm like, this is my first time having a passenger. And so we were all new to it. And she said, oh, I have to go just around the corner to my daughter's, recital or whatever. And I'm like, all right. Now I'm looking on my app, and I'm like, I didn't start the trip. I didn't know how to start the trip. And I'm just really having her give me directions to where she was going. It wasn't nothing but maybe about 5 minutes away, if that. And, I dropped her off, and she gave me like a $5 tip. And I'm like, cool. you know, and I'm excited. I'm like, okay, I got some cash in my hand. It's just that easy. And my app was still running, like I was still trying to pick her up. And it wasn't until I kept fiddling around with it, and then I found out how to start the trip. And then I'm like, okay, I've already dropped her off. Now I have to complete the trip. So I did both of that. Once I seen the transaction, as far as went through, as far as her, you know, paying for it or whatever, and I seen the money on my screen, as far as what was going to be in my account, everything else kind of went smooth later on that night. Took about 5 or 6 rides later at night, and I kind of been driving, you know, ever since. I've learned some things on the way, some tips and tricks. Again, still following people on YouTube, still, you know, joining different Uber groups on Facebook, or just hashtagging Uber on Twitter, and just seeing how drivers operate. I was working as a cook. I was working as a cook, working up at about 5 o'clock in the morning to clock in to my job, and from there, I worked from like 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then I would drive Uber from probably about 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. or later. It just all depends. And through that, I ended up quitting my job maybe 3 months later, because I found a way to make enough money to sustain me, just doing Uber. And kind of been doing it ever since. So between that, and I am a personal trainer, so between those two income revenue streams, you know, I was able to actually get off my job. One great feature about the Uber app is Instant Pay. Instant Pay is exactly what it sounds like. As soon as you get to a point to where you feel like you've taken enough rides for the day or night, and you have, you know, your set amount of money that, you know, you're comfortable with, you go to the app and you go to your earnings and hit cash out, and it's Instant Pay. And then it's instantly on your debit card or in your checking account, however you have that set up. And you can spend the money right then and there. So that really sold me on, you know, doing this whole thing. Versus having to wait every 2 weeks for a paycheck from a job. I pay myself every night, every day. And you can cash out at least up to 5 times per day. And so just with that being said, that was enough far as for me to continue to do it. Because who doesn't want money, and who doesn't want it not now, but right now? For those of you guys who are watching this, if you guys are new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you guys are still, you know, wondering about, you know, driving with Uber, go ahead and use my promo code that I'll put right here. So you'll go ahead and sign up and use that promo code, and I'll put my link in the description box, and, you know, you can go from there. You know, it's a good way to, you know, earn some extra cash. All right, so that about does it. This is about one of my first videos for this new channel, this Driving with Christian channel. I'm gonna need you guys to subscribe. The blog, drivingwithchristian.com, should be released on December 1st, 2017. And I just wanted to put this video out just to, you know, get you guys a little bit, you know, more comfortable or more informed why I started driving with Uber, and about, you know, my first trip. And hopefully you guys can learn something from it. If you got any questions, go ahead and just leave them down in the comment section below. So please go ahead, subscribe to my YouTube channel. While I was in the middle of recording this, I just got a hit to pick somebody up. And yeah, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my blog, drivingwithchristian.com. Sometimes YouTube doesn't send out the notifications for when a new video is posted, so that's why I really created Driving with Christian, and you guys can know a little bit more about me and about, you know, driving with Uber. I just drive for Uber at this point, and I will, you know, try to keep you guys informed. Don't have a video schedule just yet. I'm thinking Sundays at 8 p.m. Because that's usually a slower day for most drivers, versus putting something out on a Friday morning or whatever like that while everybody's getting money. So let me go ahead and pick up this passenger right now, and yeah, please subscribe, like, share, and comment. And remember, you're driving with Christian. Have a good one.